Hello,
How are you doing?
I am great. How are you?
Good. Oh my gosh, guys, I get to pair with Deborah Carrata today. She is amazing, amazing female in the Angular community. And Deborah Jo Eames was telling me you are known for forms. So I'm excited. And you're speaking at a ton of different conferences coming up, right?
Yes, actually, next Tuesday I'm speaking on Angular 2 forums in Redmond, Washington, on the Microsoft campus.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Well, that's really great.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh, awesome. Well, so here's my website, and it's called NG Tattoo, and it's just a really simple website with two routes. And what I would like to do is I would actually like to stick the forms in here somewhere, and I've set up an Angular CLI project. So it's over here. Let's see. Uh, yeah. So like, what do we do first with forms?
Well, the first thing is that you need to include them in. So I guess the very first thing we should talk about is what version of Angular 2 you're currently using. Are you on RC4?
I'm pretty sure I am. Let's see. Oh no, I'm not. Oh man, so I need to upgrade?
I would think.
Okay, just
Yes, especially for forms, because forms were changed in 4.
did I do all of them? Let me see. Four, 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 four. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So then let me kill my server real quick and then ng-serve again. All right, that should be right. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, the forms one you need to change as well. If you go back to the package station,
Oh,
yeah,
here we go.
forms is 020.
When is the next one going to be released? Do you know?
Um,
The next version?
RC5 we're hoping for this week, but we'll
We'll
see.
see. Cool. Okay, there we go.
I'm on
Done.
the documentation team as well, so just before you called or I called or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I was working on the new docs for the forms for the new NG module. NG module, that's really hard to say with NG model and NG module. But
That's
anyway, all right, so
awesome.
44020
Mm-hmm.
platform router. Um, the router is actually beta 2. Did you need to or want to keep the old router? I don't want to break your code.
Oh God. Oh, I think it's actually okay. Because
Okay,
this is the newest new router, so I think if I change it to beta 2, it's actually going to be okay, right?
yeah, so I've got beta.2, yeah.
Dot 2, okay. So 3.0.go.beta.2. Well, I should just stop trying to kill my server and restart again. Okay, let's see if it all worked. Okay, that should be okay. Okay, yeah, so it still works. Right? Right? Okay, good. Yeah. I should update my website, my um, blog post about that. All right,
All right, so
upgrade.
that part looks good.
Mm-hmm.
So then, if we look at your system config, system,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just wanted to make sure we've got forms in there.
I don't think I do.
Okay, so we probably want at Angular/forms in there as well.
So this is npm install at angular2/forms.
I would guess.
Okay.
I have not used the CLI. I need to do that.
Oh man, I feel like then maybe I'm helping contribute.
Yes, yes. You
Wait,
teach me
so
how to use it.
wait, did that work? That didn't work. Please include the following.
Not found Angular 2 forms.
Probably because I didn't do it right. So angular2 forms. npm. This one RC2. No, this one forms.ts. Angular.io docs. I'm gonna assume it's here. At Angular stuff forms to the npm install
Not to put.
Angular stuff
Oh,
forms. Right?
oh, Angular forms, not the two. That's right. I got rid of the two on that a couple of revs ago.
Nice. I was just talking to somebody from the docs team, or they call it the learning team for Ember, and he taught me how to do my first pull request in
Yeah.
in Ember, and yeah, that was fun. My one line of code changed to like Ember core. Pretty sure
This
they're
is a
gonna merge
proud
my pull
moment because
request.
it's not an easy thing. It's can be incredibly intimidating.
Yeah, well, I think downloading everything and like getting the actual project set up and the structure set up was probably the most difficult. So I'm really actually curious to see how to do it in Angular and how easy it is to actually just get the project like built. We'll see. Okay, what am I doing? So RC3 invalid. What does this even mean? I think I can like ignore all this, right?
We changed it to 4, so I'm wondering if you need to npm reinstall, npm install again,
Okay.
because that should pull down the command
Oh,
lines.
right. Yeah, I was playing around with Angular CLI and Ember CLI today. Oops. And okay, so that all got pulled down.
Yeah, that looks. Green is always a nice color.
Yeah, ng serve again. Are you working? Are you working? You gonna work? All right, you work. It's good. Okay.
The nav work?
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Nice to know we can start without being broken.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
So
God.
we want to actually put the form right on the about page.
Yeah. So about page here, and then I'm doing inline templating right here.
Okay, but you also have a HTML file.
I do. I could probably delete it. It just auto generates for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Because I would
man.
actually suggest keeping that because with the form, you probably don't want it all in line.
Oh, you don't. Okay.
Probably not because it's going to get long.
Oops. I just totally like
I
about.
wasn't fast enough.
I know. Okay, so component. This is the thing I like about Angular CLI. It just sort of like does it all for you. Okay, so then I should probably just move all this
Yes.
over here, delete my template over here. I remember the first time I watched you give a talk at Code Camp about um, Angular, and I was like, oh, you have to do all these importy things. And finally, after doing it a ton of different times with Angular, like it's in my brain now. Like, oh, did you add a directive? Did you import it? You know. So feel much more comfortable now. Okay, so now what?
So now you would just start by building a form the same way you would normally build an HTML form. So with your form tag,
Like that.
um,
I don't actually know how to build a form in HTML.
yeah, just
Don't
a
tell
form
anybody.
tag is probably fine. You probably
Okay.
don't need the action, so just form.
Okay, got it.
Delete the action part because we'll do that with Angular tags at some point.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then I don't know if you have a style sheet. Are you using like Bootstrap or
I'm
something?
using Materialize.
Oh, okay.
Oh, should I
So we
use
can
their
worry about.
form? Because they
Ooh,
have forms, I think.
I don't know. I haven't tried that.
Well, let's see. CSS. So what should a form? Oh, here, forms. Yes. Okay. So I could just stick this in, right?
You could
Okay, let's see
because it's pretty.
that. Yes, I love that. Although I've learned my lesson in copy pasting other people's code, let me tell you. Do I just do so maybe here, let's see what happens here. Okay, so this doesn't have the form. Oh, here
Oh,
it
it
is,
doesn't have the form
form.
tag.
Here it is, form tag is
Yes,
right
there it
here.
is.
Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Yay!
All right,
Magical.
we're done.
Yeah, that was easy.
Okay.
Although I think all of this stuff needs to. Okay, so now how do we actually make it? Wait, why is this like not?
Yeah,
Oh, this is a placeholder. Okay, I see. That's what they did. Okay, and then this is disabled. That's why. Okay. Where did they put the disabled thing? Validate, disabled, and disabled. Okay, I don't actually care about this one. I mean, I could probably, let's see, this is a placeholder, so I could actually probably just be like first name, last name. I think that's all we need for this demo. First name, last name. The placeholder thing is really ugly. Okay, there we go. I probably need a submit button, huh?
yeah, that'll probably be good.
So what do you usually use as your backend?
Do I use the what?
For your backend, like when you do demos and things like that?
Well, I'm a consultant, so what I use is primarily whatever particular client uses.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my background is in the Microsoft camp, so a large number of my clients are using ASP.NET.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that would be more the kinds of backends I'm used to doing.
Cool.
I did a Pluralsight course called Angular Front to Back with Web API that showed how to do, the whole thing from front to back, so to speak, uh, with Angular 1 on the front, because this was a while back, to ASP.NET on the back end.
Cool.
So that's probably what I know best. I did, though, yesterday, based on our conversation, play around a little bit.
Nice. All right. I'm set up.
Okay,
Got my
great.
pretty color buttons and everything.
Yeah, I played around with Firebase a little bit
Nice.
yesterday, um, and sort of got it working. But anyway, all right. So the next thing that we would want to do then is define some kind of model, probably. So do you have
A model?
Yeah.
No.
So you would want to probably define an interface.
So let's see. Define an interface.
So does the CLI let you do that? Otherwise, we could just add a
Under G.
file. We would call it like person.ts, or I don't know what you'd want to, customer.ps, or whatever that you would want to call this.
Does it work? No. Okay. Models, generating models does not work yet in Angular CLI.
Okay.
Where do I put my models?
Well, the way that I usually code it is by feature, and so like in the example I'm looking at on my screen, it's movies. So I put the movie model directly under the movie. So you might want to put it, since it's only having to do with your about page, you could put it right in there.
Okay, so I just say new file and I just call it model.ts. Or
Yeah,
do I
or
do
what
like,
the model is, you could call it like person to be more
okay,
descriptive, and then you could have more than one model at some point if you wanted to.
okay, cool, new model. Okay, now what?
Yep, just export interface,
Mm-hmm.
and then whatever you would want to call it, like person, and it's usually uppercase, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and interface because it's a data type,
Oh, got it.
and then a curly brace.
Wait, export in this?
Interface is a little I, but P is a capital P. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
got
right.
it. So
And
anything you
then,
define, you're always doing capital. Is that
I'm sorry,
right? And anything you define here, you're always doing capital?
usually for an interface, yes, because you're defining a type.
Okay, got
Uh,
it.
so, and then you need a curly brace. at the end there, yeah.
Okay.
And then in between the curly braces, you're going to define all of your fields. So you probably want last name, and that is usually, yeah, lowercase or camel
Camel
case.
case?
And then, yeah, string,
Oh, because it's
colon,
TypeScript.
string, comma.
Like that?
Yep, exactly. And then whatever other data that you would want to collect. But that I think is all we have for right now. So
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay. Oh my God, this is so exciting.
yeah, so whatever you, if you add email later, or if you add, their
Number or
tattoo
whatever.
type description, or yeah, whatever else you would want to collect, you would just keep adding to this list. So that's
Got
all
it.
that's to it. So that one's done.
Okay.
So then in our,
Do I have to import it?
yes,
Import person or
it'll be apple, upper P.
person from
It'll just be / person and semicolon. There you go. That should be all you need.
right, and it works. Okay, perfect.
And then, what's the next thing we want to do? We want to import forms into here. So we're going to say import and then ng form, capital N, capital F, little g.
NG form.
No, big N, little g.
G form. Oh, got it.
There you go. From at Angular Forms. And the style that we're trying to kind of follow is to put all the Angular pieces up and then an empty line and then all the non-Angular pieces, all your more, yeah, like that.
Cool. Like it. This is from the style guide?
I believe that's in the style guide, and
Nice.
John Papa's the one that he did.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the style guide, but this is exciting to know that.
Yeah, I haven't for a while, but at least that's what we're trying to do for the docs.
Cool. Awesome.
Alrighty, so then we've got our component, we've got our module ID, our selector, our URL. All right, so then we've got our class and our constructor. So I think we're good there. For now, we're gonna want to do some code for our button in a moment, but let's go back to the HTML for right now.
Mm-hmm.
So what we would do, oh wait, I know there was something we were supposed to do. We need to have a property in the component for our person. So we would just inside the, inside the class. So above the constructor, you would just put person, colon, person little p.
Person little p, okay.
Little p, yeah. Colon, big P person. So what we're doing is we're declaring a property of type person.
Got
So
it.
a little p person is the property, the big P person is the type, and then it ends with a semicolon.
Okay.
So it's just like saying name colon string, only now it's person colon capital person.
Got it, okay.
And then that's what we can bind to with our ng model. So now we can go to our HTML and we can add our ng model. So inside the input box, we would do our banana in a box.
After class?
No, in the input, one more down.
Oh, input.
Yeah.
Okay, banana in box.
So square brackets around, appearance. So it looks
Is
like
this a banana?
parent.
Wait.
Rounded ones. There you go, banana in a box.
That doesn't look like a banana at all.
It doesn't look like a banana at all?
No.
Oh, and inside there you put ng model, little ng, big M.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the outside of the square bracket, you put equals, and that's, you put in quotes, person dot, this is the what?
Little person?
Yeah, Yeah, little p person dot first name.
And then like that.
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, single
And
quotes, double quotes. My code is so messy.
yep.
Okay.
And then you can copy that and paste it into the last name and just change the right-hand side.
Let's see. And then person dot last name. Okay.
And then on our button, let's see. Um,
Do I need a banana again?
Usually what you would do is on the form tag itself,
Mm-hmm.
up a couple, you would have ng submit in parentheses because it's an event, so it's event binding.
Oh, I can do ng submit here though, right? Because it's a button.
Yeah, it is already typed submit, but you have to give it the method that you want it to call up in the form.
Oh, okay. So the form, this is in, the button's in the form, so that's okay, right? Okay.
Right, exactly.
Okay. And then what do I do? ng submit?
It's ng submit and it's in the parentheses because it's an event. Yep, and then you set that equal to a quoted string, and the string is going to be the name of a method that we're going to create here momentarily in your component. So I don't know if you'd want to call it, save entry or, there you go, whatever.
Okay, so submit tattoo, and then
Yeah,
over
and then
here.
since the other button's of type submit, when it clicks that button, it'll get that event and it'll call that method.
Okay, because if I did like type submit here, then it would do that.
Right.
Okay,
But you need opening and closing parens after the submit tattoo so it knows that it's a method.
Oh, got it. Okay.
There you go.
And then I go back to my component.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we'll need to write a submit tattoo method probably below your ng admit.
In between these or not?
No, underneath it, okay. In that little empty spot. Yeah, right there. So then you would just put whatever we just called that. Did you call it submit tattoo? I think you called it.
Yeah. Okay. So submit. Oops. Submit tattoo.
Parent. And then on the outside of that, curly braces. And then whatever we want to, whatever you want to do then when that is going to get submitted. So for now, I don't know if we just want on a alert box or.
Okay, yeah. So like let's do like alert. Wait, how do you even do that? Alert. Is it just alert?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, just alert and then, yeah.
Yay! JavaScript. Okay. Perfect. Well, it works. That's awesome. Magical.
Okay, so now the next thing would be adding some validation. So do we want to make one of them like a required field or both of them required fields or something like that? That would be the next thing to do.
Okay, so class equals valid. Okay, so like, yeah, let's make both of them required.
Okay, so then you just add as one of the attributes on there, just word required. Oh, no, not in there. This is a separate attribute. So it would be right
just
after
like that.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
exactly like that. And you can do it to the other one as well. Yes.
Oh, and this is Angular that's doing this.
Actually, I think that's probably the browser that's doing that. We haven't written the code for Angular to do its validation thing yet.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right, now what?
So the next thing, do you, what we need to do, let's see. It's recommended that for every field that we give it a name. So I know it already has an ID, but it's recommended for the new form stuff, that each control also have a name, so you could just
Like
copy the
name
ID.
equals?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, interesting. Why is this?
By giving it a name, you register it with the component, and once we start using the newest new forms that are coming out,
The newest new?
yeah, it will generate a message if you don't have the name property on there.
Do I need to have this ID?
The ID is required for the for. So we've got underneath, we've got label for. That uses the ID.
Before.
Right underneath.
Oh, that got it, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's too bad that they're not smart enough to all use the same thing. That's been weird HTML-y stuff for a while.
Okay, got it.
So let's just check on something else. Okay, can we look at what your main looks like?
My main.ts?
Yeah. Because to use the new forms, since we're in for, you should be able to use the new forms. So we need to add something into the bootstrap. So let's see. It's inside the square braces, right where your cursor was, down there. You want to put a comma, and then
like that?
disable deprecated forms, all one word. Paren, and we probably need to import those also, and then comma, provide forms, parent. And then we need to import both of those.
Oh, this isn't working.
Yeah, it's because we haven't.
Imported.
We haven't.
Yep, my build
them.
broke. Import ng.
Disable deprecated forms.
Oh, yeah. I think I tried to do this once and I broke everything. Forms from angular forms.
Yeah, and you can just put a comma after the disable deprecated forms and add the provide forms there also. Right there. Yeah.
How come you don't just do like, there's not like an all, like form providers or something? Like in Angular Material 2, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I have to do? I probably have to restart my server, I'm assuming. Do I have to npm install? Probably not, right?
I wouldn't think so. Well, it looks like we're getting an error now, though, right?
Yeah, but let me just reload my server and then see what happens. Do you work? Do you work? No, you don't. That's fine. Disable deprecated forms. Provide forms. Disable deprecated forms. Provide forms. Angular/forms.
What is the error that we're getting?
Forms not found.
Okay. Oh, yes. I've forgotten. With the CLI, there's someplace else that you have to set these now.
Oh yeah, that's right. In the Angular
in one
CLI
of these,
build,
like
JS.
the CLI build or something?
Yeah, here. So I actually don't know how to set the form. But it's vendor npm files, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it should be pulling it up because you've got @Angular star. What about the other one below it, the Angular CLI JSON?
I don't think it's that one. Wait, system config, here, right here, this is where. Yeah.
Oh,
right?
we didn't add it, I thought we added it in here. We didn't.
We added it in the main, I think. So at Angular /forms. You know, the amount, the ability I have to troubleshoot these days, like surprises me, which makes me so happy. I love learning these things. Are you gonna work? Are you gonna work? Oh my God, yes. All right, one step closer. Okay, so I have to add into the system config and the main.ts. That makes sense. Okay. And then it was already in the Angular CLI build.js. Okay. Cool. Now
Okay,
what?
so the next thing would be whether we want to set up some kind of validation message if they didn't put it in. So I don't know if you would want to display a message or.
Yeah, sure. Let's do alert boxes for now. Or what do you think? Or can we do messages? I mean, I guess it's the same thing. Like we could do a modal window, right?
We could just put a little span underneath it.
Oh, that's true. That's a good idea. Okay, let's do that. So, where would I put this in my
Yeah, in
HTML?
HTML.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, usually what I do is in the div underneath the label,
Mm-hmm.
I would put a span in
Okay.
and then do a star ngIf inside the first span tag if you only want it to show if there's an error,
Mm-hmm.
and then set that equal to. Oh, we need to give it another name. This is okay. So the name that we gave it up there
Mm-hmm.
is referring to the name of this input box in the forms data structure, but that doesn't give us access to this field in the HTML. So we need to add one more attribute on here, which is basically a local template variable.
Mm-hmm.
So right after that quote mark, we're going to put hash.
It like here?
Like before the name or after the name, it's like a separate attribute.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Like right there, yeah. So we're gonna say hash and then give it a name of some kind. So maybe just first,
Okay.
first name again, yeah, whatever. Then we can reference that in our, yeah, then we can reference that in our if. So we could say star ng if equals in our span.
Okay.
And then we could say
Equals first.
first dot errors. So it will only display that span if the field has some errors.
Okay.
That one would be, yeah, last.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, we didn't finish we have to set the local template variable equal to something. So
Oh,
our
got it.
hash first equals, yeah. And then we set it to quote ng model.
Quote ng model. What's ng
Yeah,
model?
like and so that sets the reference to the field. Lots of naming going on.
Wow.
All right, so
This is.
then inside our span, we could say something like, please enter your first name or whatever we would want to say.
Okay, but now this is not showing up for some reason. I think it's after I added the span in. Oh, I can't comment that. Because it's trying to comment out handlebars open. So how come that didn't stop working? I think, is this if and then the errors? Is that why?
Oh, that needs to be in quotes.
Oh, so NGF this? Like that?
Yes.
Is errors an Angular thing then?
Yes.
Okay.
and there's no hash when you're referencing it. So when you did the first name above, you need to take that hash out. So that one's correct. No, you had that one right. So yeah, but if you go up to the first name example, got an extra hash
Oh,
and an
okay.
extra quote in there.
Oh,
There you go. So try that.
Okay. So this is.
Oh, there it is. It kind of hit under your. Oh no, that was the drop down. It's not showing.
Maybe I should put it outside of the div. Can I put it outside of the div? Outside of the input, or does it have to be in the input?
Well, if it's completely outside the div, I'm not sure where it's going to think to put it. But yeah, maybe it's already filling the box and it has no place to go. Filling our columns.
How do I pop this thing back in? Like,
Oh, looks like we have an error too. Can't read property first name of undefined. Oh, I know what we need. What it's trying to do is it's trying to display a default, and we don't have a default value because we don't have an existing person. And so that's why you're getting can't read property first name of undefined. So what we probably can do, let's see. There's a couple of different ways that we can deal with this. One is we can create a default person in the component so that we have a default actual person object that we can be dealing with. So we could just set that equal to,
right here.
yeah, or in the, well, we definitely don't put it in the interface. But I think we could try setting that where it says person colon person semicolon. Before the semicolon, put an equals. And we'll see if we can set it equal to curly brace, and then semicolon, and see if that will create a default person for us.
Curly brace.
Yeah, just like that.
Oh, and then
And
semicolon.
then a semicolon. So I'm hoping that's going to create for us an empty
Nope.
person. Is it still giving an error?
Yeah. There's a build error. Is not assignable to person.
Oh, okay, so it actually wants us to give them, okay, so then inside there you would say last name.
Which last name? Am I doing it from?
It's from the interface. So it's the person.ts.
Oh, this one. The first name and the last name. Okay.
Yes, yes.
First, let's see, where did we go? So last name, first name, like that?
Yeah, but you have to set each of them equal to something. So you would just set it equal to an empty space. Like quote, there you go. And then same thing for the first name.
Cannot find last name. Cannot find name, last name. 1527.
Oh, I think it's a semicolon and not an equals.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
This is TypeScript.
Yes.
Yay!
I think it's also JavaScript. Oh, there you go. Now you've got your messages.
Oh.
We weren't seeing the messages because we had an error in the background.
Oh. Okay, wait. So now that. Oh, I see. Okay, so like now, if it's not there, and then if it is there, then it goes away.
Right. So what we can do if you want is, if we don't want that error to show up, just because they haven't typed it in yet, we can also modify our HTML.
Okay.
So we can go to where we have our ngIf
Mm-hmm.
on our spans, and we can say in front of where it says quote first dot errors, we can add first dot touch and. So it'd be inside the quotes
And
then the double ampersands. There you go. And that way then it won't show up unless it's been touched and has an error. So now you can see it's not showing up there, but the other one is.
oh,
But if you touch it and then, yeah,
and this is based on Angular forms.
correct.
This is the Angular forms.
Angular is adding that touched, those state values. Oh, you want that one to be last dot touched and not first dot.
Got it.
I do that all the time because you copy and paste because it's easier, and then I forget to change it.
And this last is coming from here.
That's the ampersand.
Okay, got it.
That's it's called a local template variable. So it lets you reference your controls within your HTML.
Whoa. Whoa, this is so intense. Okay. Man, people were not joking when they were talking about forms. Like, I remember Pascal and Todd were like, God, it took us 2.5 hours to do this form thing. And like just walking through this with you, I'm like, whoa, this is way more intense than I thought. Which is great. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot that you can do with it. You can also do things like change the colors of the boxes if they have an error and all that kind of stuff too. Set different styles based on errors using the ng class that Angular has.
Oh my God, how do you do that?
We would put it on the div probably above the input box.
Okay.
And what we could do is...
And we say ng class?
Yes, and that needs to be in square brackets because it's you're binding to the property. So the ng class is in square brackets, yeah. And then we could set that equal to, you would put in quotes, and inside the quotes you would have curly braces. No, the curly ones.
Yeah.
And then another quote and space. And then inside the quotes, or inside the curly braces rather, you would use single quotes, and you'd have to name the name of a class, a CSS class. So like I have one called has error. So I don't know if material has an error class that you could use that would like turn it red or something.
No, but I could probably just do that and then be like,
in your CSS?
Yeah, dot has. Wait, hold on. I'm so used to like. How do you even?
I think it's a pound for class, or is it a dot? I don't remember. I just have to look up my CSS.
Error equals. Oh my God, this is so funny that I feel like I've forgotten. Just like forgotten CSS for a second.
I almost always use somebody else's, so then I don't ever have to create it myself. I've been using Bootstrap a lot.
Hold on. Let me just like. Yeah, I can't believe my brain just broke on me.
Okay, yeah, I think it is a dot.
There we go. Yeah. I was writing dot and I was like, okay, is this SAS? But I was confused. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, go ahead. And then like
color colon, or if you wanted to, or background, yeah, whatever you would want.
Okay, there we go. There we go. My brain is back. All right, so has error.
And then you want to add to that, let me go back to what I was looking at.
An NG class is not, NG class is Angular, it's not forms, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And let's see, so after the has error, after the second little quote, we're going to put a colon.
Okay.
And then we're going to use our template variable again. So we're going to say, let's see, which one are we on? Last name, yeah. Dot touched, ampersand, ampersand, last dot errors.
Okay, so this is saying something broke.
Oh, do we have that? Let's see.
GF. Oh, did I do NG class? What is this? Column 12 has error in about page. Column 12. NGF. Something broke. Why did I break it? Here, I'll go back to the
Also
errors.
like something about our has error.
This thing, right? Has error. Did I put the is it because I did this?
No.
Nope.
So the has error is a separately quoted string, and that's the key.
Okay, got it.
Oh, did it go away?
No.
We still have an error?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Is it because I defined the local template variable down here?
no, because mine works, and I have mine like that.
Okay.
So let's see, NG class. And do we have this CSS file pulled in?
Yeah.
URLs? Yes, we do. Okay. So it's not that I can't find that.
Has error. Hold on. Let me see. Has error. Let me just make sure. Class has error. Nope.
Okay, try taking out the, going back to the HTML.
Mm-hmm.
Try just leaving the touched and not the errors part. And see if that makes a difference, just to see.
Nope.
No, okay.
Wait, hold on. Actually, am I even in my... Okay, it was my server. So,
Okay, was it running?
yeah, last touched and last errors. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh, yeah. So gorgeous. That was awesome.
So that might not be the style you want, but at least you have the right code.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's amazing. Okay.
So those are basically the main parts of creating it. So you create the form, you create the fields on the form, you add the NG model for the two-way binding, you define a name to register the control with the internal structures that it's creating,
Yeah.
and you create a template variable local template variable that you can then reference in the form. So the last thing what we want to do is we want to pass those data values to our code. So we're going to modify that ng submit where it says submit tattoo, and we're going to pass in our form. So in our form tag, first thing we want to do is add another local template variable. So in front of the ng submit, we're going to say hash and then some kind of name for this form.
Camel case?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then set that equal to quote ng form.
Okay.
And then when it's where it says submit tattoo parent, inside those parents, we're going to pass in hash or just the tattoo form. We don't ever use the hash when we're using the variable. So what this is going to do is pass the form and any field that has a name property into our code. So when we go back to our component, in our submit tattoo now, we have a parameter. So inside the rounded, the parentheses, we're passing in a form. So you can call that, again, tattoo form colon, and then ng form. It would be a capital N on that one because it's a type.
Oh my God.
And we've already
so
imported
confusing.
it, so we should be good. So now we should be able to do alert and then tattoo form dot value.
Ooh. And this just spits out the value. Oh my God, this is so exciting. I didn't realize it would be this exciting. Like, why are forms exciting? Now we know. Wait, it says object.
Oh, it just says object. So we probably want to stringify that. So we can just put in front of the tattoo form.value, put JSON.stringify. And JSON is all upper. Stringify. And then parent. And then we need another closing paren.
Like right there? Like
after the value. Yeah. So hopefully that'll. Don't we need another paren at the end?
Oh, we do.
We've got two open. We need one more closed. There you are. So stringify is just a JavaScript thing. So we can try it again.
Oh my God, this is like.
Hopefully it'll look nicer.
This is like so neat. Wait, hold on. Why aren't you loading? Load. Amazing! So cool. Okay, so that's forms.
So then you could actually use those values to do whatever you're going to do. Save it to Firebase or whatever backend that you wanted to use, or display a message that says "Thank you, John," or whatever, because you have all the values now. So you should be able to do like tattoo form.value.last name.
Tattoo.form.value. Here?
Well, you can't do it there because we're JSON.stringifying it, but you could do a second alert, or if you wanted to display a nice message to the user saying thank you for your submitting or whatever. You should be able to actually use tattoo form.value and then have your last name or whatever. I think that should work.
Undefined.
No, undefined.
Did I do last name wrong? No, I didn't. I did.
No, I don't think that's right.
How would I do that? Nope. Okay.
try doing it as a, are you trying it again?
No.
Try doing it as a parameter, array element as opposed to a dot. So instead of value dot last name, change that last dot to a left square brace.
Instead of the value dot last name, change it to a square brace, like here.
Yeah, that dot. And then put in a single quote.
Got it.
And then a closing single quote and a closing square bracket. Yeah, so then it's treating it like an array element. Let's try that.
Let's comment this out real quick. Nope.
Still fine. Okay. I'm not remembering exactly how you pull the pieces off of there, because it's giving it to you as an object. Wonder if we cast it? Well, we could try casting it. Otherwise,
How do you cast it?
so in front of where it says tattoo,
Mm-hmm.
after the paren,
Mm-hmm.
we put an angle bracket, and then person.
Person.
Yeah, capital P, because it's
Oh,
the
got
type.
it. Okay.
Casting to the type person, and then a closing, a greater than sign,
Uh-huh.
and then we would need to put parentheses around from the left angle bracket before the dot. So not there, but back where the alert is.
Got it
Because
here.
we have to tell it that we're casting just tattoo form, not tattoo form.values. So we put one parenthesis there and one before the dot. So what that's doing is it's telling it to typecast tattoo form into a person, and it's really unhappy with that. Wait, what was the message?
Neither type nor person is assignable to the other.
Okay, so okay, we do want the value part also within the parenthesis. Try moving that last parenthesis to the right side of the word value.
Nope.
No, it's going fine.
This is the exciting part of the internet.
Yeah, and I don't know that I can run mine to try it out here because I've got the documentation running on this same port, and so I can't npm start because I've got the Angular documentation running right now.
Oh yeah, no worries.
So I don't remember how to get at the individual values, but at least
that's cool.
Have access to the entire thing.
Yeah.
Through the value property.
Well, I am really excited. Thank you so much for pairing with me. I wish we had gotten to reactive forms, but that took a second. With my upgrading and npm installing.
I think it's really important to understand the basics first anyway, so we could come do reactive forms another day.
Yeah, totally. But that was like definitely, I mean, I played with forms a little bit during Lucas's class while I was sort of half paying attention and trying to learn other things, you know. But this is like, I think it's really amazing all the things that Angular Forms can do. So why is Angular Forms a thing? Like why are forms so important in Angular 2?
Primarily because if you're doing any kind of application, I mean, even something simple like yours, you're going to want to get some data from the users.
Mm-hmm.
And by using the Angular features, you have all sorts of validation and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The other place that it's really useful is in any kind of business app. With an application that just requests information, the two-way binding isn't quite as important because you're not pre-populating. But anytime you're going to a business scenario where you have to be able to edit your contacts or edit your customers or edit the products that you sell or any kind of editing scenario, the two-way binding is twice as important because you're not only just having them enter stuff, but it has to also display the existing values.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can also do your own validators, so you can write custom validators. So if you had some kind of logic where if the last name is more than 6 characters, then the first name must also be more than 6 characters. It doesn't make sense, but in business apps, frequently they have something like if the model ID ends in a 7, then the description must be longer than, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Businesses always have lots of business rules, so you can do very custom validators, and they just plug right into the validation model, so they just work like the whole rest of your form works. So that's a real nice thing about Angular Forms as well.
Hmm. Hmm. Do you know anything about
So
whether, because I don't think, because forms are not emphasized at all in Ember, and I wonder why. But
I don't know, do they just rely on just the straight up HTML forms?
maybe. Actually, one of my friends does a form thing, so I'll totally have to ask him.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, follow Deborah on the internet. Let's find your Twitter handle because you know everything.
At Deborah Carrata.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
Carrata. There we go. And I'm sure we'll see you at a ton of conferences upcoming. I'm going to see you at Angular Connect, right?
Uh, where is that? Is that
It's
the one
in
in?
London. Mm-hmm.
I am not going to that one, sadly.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, but I am doing VS Live in Redmond next Tuesday, and then in September I'm doing a VS Live in the LA area, Anaheim,
Cool.
and I'm also doing both an Angular 2 101 course, kind of an intro to Angular 2, and then also Angular 2 forms. So I'm doing both of those in Anaheim in September.
Nice. And then we have, you're doing Code Camp, obviously, right? I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah, our local Silicon Valley Code Camp, yes.
And
Though I think
then,
I'm just doing the Angular 101 there. I don't think I'm doing forms.
and then, am I going to see you August 23rd for that event I'm doing with it's a modern web event.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, hopefully it's partnered with the Angular team, but we're doing D3.
Oh, yes, I did sign up for that one. Yes,
Webpack, GraphQL stuff. So it's going to be framework agnostic-ish, but, I mean, it's Ishigul and Patrick, so it's
it will be good.
Pretty Angular heavy. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I will talk to you soon then, and thank you so much again.
Sure. Thank you.